Hello. It's not good for my neck. Hello. Yeah, you're getting the side profile today, like as if I'm an Indian on a coin. Pretty lucky for you. I'm JJ Styles, and I'm the owner and proprietor of Bright Idea Records, located at brightidearecords.com. HTTP, you don't have to use the S. Pretty sure the S will work if you choose to, but you really don't need to encrypt your traffic to that site. It's literally just music and, you know, some album covers and like some basic flim-flam conformist web 2.0 design bullshit, so that way I can lure you in. It even has like a fake cookie acceptance box. I was gonna put a privacy policy on there that basically says your privacy is your business, because not I nor my provider are even if there are analytics, we're not gonna look at them. But it was a difficult thing to implement. I actually had to remember my password to my host provider, or go look it up on the Mac over there. It's way more trouble than it's worth. Pretty sure you know I've been a privacy. I basically have good ethics. I basically do. Because believe it or not, it's hard to look at your face in the mirror when you're a piece of garbage. Which reminds me, I want to share a song with you. It's not that this person is a piece of garbage or anything. No, it's just they're an ingrate. Because when somebody does something nice for you, like pay you a visit or, you know, etc., etc., especially when that person is a person that you left far behind 20 years ago and that you regret, yeah. This is even more information than I even wanted to share. I just wanted to show you a new song that I made, because it's pretty good. It looks a lot like that, and it sounds a lot like, oh, what's going on? Are my audio sources not registering? I can fix that. Don't you worry. Don't you cry, Argentina. By the way, that is if you've heard me say that and you don't get it, that's a reference to Evita, a very epic production that was made back in the 90s. For what reason? God, I don't know. I guess to help Madonna's career? I don't know. What the fuck? What? Man, this ain't cool. Oh, I know what it is. I hooked up my microphone. My sound output source became the microphone. And so therefore I have to readjust and set my sound output source to my usual output source, which are my speakers. And of course it still don't work, because Audacity is probably still using my headset as some kind of playback device. Or maybe not. I don't know. Let's try that one.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jackie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I still hate you.
Okay, you don't need to hear that part. That part's personal. And it's okay, because all ingrates deserve disrespect. Because if you take things for granted and you're not grateful for shit, then fuck you. Eat my fucking garbage can remains, because there's mostly cigarette ashes in there. Should sustain you for... Nah, it'll probably dehydrate you. Oh, man. I'm a little bit worried about the audio because obviously I want to show you probably Descenders. I'll save that one for last. I think Pac-Man Museum should probably be first, and then maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles second. Obviously, I've played Pac-Man before, right? But there are some versions that I've probably played before, but didn't play extensively. And, you know, I know how the internet works, okay? I'm not just talking about the protocols like TCP/IP and the internet IP protocol. I'm not talking about TCP v4 or 6. I'm not talking about HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, NNTP. I'm not talking about freaking ICMP. Okay, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about socializing and what people want to watch. And I know people love watching first-timers, otherwise known as virgin. You fucking virgin. You don't know nothing about nothing. You don't even understand. It's like, think about it. Think about it, guys. When you're a little kid and you ain't fucked yet because you're a little kid, like, you don't understand adults at all. Like, what motivates these gigantic morons to be such assholes. But then once you hit puberty, it's like, oh, I get it. They didn't care about me. They cared about getting laid. It all makes sense. Like, that's what it's like to be a virgin. So, I'm a virgin to, like, Descenders, that's for sure. I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for like a minute, but then my computer crashed and, like, I had to reload it. It was kind of a nightmare. But ultimately, I didn't have to reform. I don't know why I always say reformat. It's because everybody says reformat, but no, I didn't even have to format and reinstall Windows. And that is a good word, reinstall, because even though I was installing, it's definitely a fucking reinstall, okay? Like, to say reformat, that's like saying that you formatted the system 5 minutes ago, but for whatever reason it didn't take. Maybe because you didn't reboot. You kind of have to reboot if you make a change in FDisk and you actually expect it to, like, take and register with the operating system. But I digress. Yeah, to say reformat, that pretty much indicates that you formatted 5 minutes ago and you're gonna reformat just to make sure it took. So you never really need to say reformat because nobody really ever does that. Like, if you format, you know damn well the format took. There's nothing there. Alright. Anyhow, I'm in a good mood. I really am. I'm a little bit nervous about this here audio. I'm going to start up a game. Let's do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just because I like the theme song and I'd like to hear it over the speakers and know that it's registering in my streaming software. Alright. Oh, I gotta move it up here. Move it up here. Yeah, that's better. Like an Indian on a coin. A Native American, I mean. Sorry. I'm like a wooden Indian over here. You ever see a wooden Indian before? I think they have one at Old Tucson still. In various gas stations around the state. They're very attractive. I kind of wish I had a wooden Indian outside my door. with like a box of cigars, like handing one out, like here you go, yeah. It's a very, like, what's the term, kitschy? It's a very kitschy kind of traditional, kind of arty, kind of sculpture. Come on, Toidles. Let's get down to business. I started this earlier, and it was relatively no big deal. There it is. And what am I hearing? Anything? Come on, you can do this. Come on, computer, work with me. Don't be an ingrate. For God's sake. Then I'll have to hate you. What the hell? I don't think it's registered. I know it's playing. What if I go like this? Oh, guys. I'm not going to stop the stream to troubleshoot this. Because that'd be weak. No, that would not be cool. Not be good. You know, I think I'm going to use my TV for an output source. That might be a little bit more predictable. I'm typically using a sound card, like a Realtek, but this is my spare backup computer, which still has a pretty decent NVIDIA card in it. It's like a 650 Ti. It should play this. I mean, look at that video. It's pretty smooth shit, right? That's like pooping out some frozen yogurt. Froyo. It's very smooth. Alright, I'm switching to the NVIDIA. And I'm changing my desktop audio in my streaming software to the NVIDIA, which is basically the HDMI, which is basically the Samsung. You know what the worst part about understanding everything is? It really takes the magic away. There's no Harry Potter in my life, people. I understand everything I do way too well. But, you know, it could be worse. I mean, don't take my understanding away, for God's sake! I think that was audio. I saw something register. Or maybe that was just a click or a glitch. But no, man. No. It's nice when you... I guess I could look up a new topic or subject if I wanted the magic back. If I wanted to not know what the hell I was doing. The only problem with that is what? Well, the problem with that is I don't have any interest in anything else. I discovered the things I like a long time ago. And we do have desktop audio, whether I hear it or not. I know you can. Wait, what the hell? That wasn't desktop audio. Was that a loud glitch? Son of a bitch. I'm going to have to load this stream and see what in the hell I'm sending out to you. I thought this was under control. I really thought it was. I'm going to say something in the chat room. I'm going to go enjoy today's. Oh, I got to put a single quote before the S, because today. It's like as if today's stream belongs to today. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to today. And today is a special day. Enjoy today's stream. Exclamation point. Because I mean it. You know, if somebody's using an exclamation point, they probably mean it. It isn't like you use an exclamation point when you're being sarcastic or joking, unless you're Sam Kinison, George Carlin, or maybe, what's his name? Dennis Leary? Yeah. Those guys can get away with using a goddamn exclamation point to punctuate if necessary, but only because they mean it. Alright, I gotta test this again. You know why? Chicken thigh. You know what? Chicken butt. No, I'm not down with this. Oh, it would help if I turned up my TV volume. That might help. It's always good to keep your remote control handy. If you really got your shit together, you got your remote control on your cell phone, or I mean smartphone, and you just like always have it. All right, take it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, gotta drag the window up. That's kind of awkward. But then again, I did make this OBS window my primary display. Why, pray tell? Because I don't want you looking at the taskbar. That's silly. You don't want to see my taskbar. And then to like, what am I gonna do? Enlarge the window? Like, make it all like, there we go, that's pretty good. The audio is registering. Thank God we can get this shit started. I think I said I was gonna play Pac-Man first. Right? Right? But you know what? I'm a discombobulated, disorganized hey, hey, hey. Music, music. That's better. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power! I gotta turn this up. The half shell, let me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles. Turtle power! Yeah, that rocked. Woo! Oh yeah. Fuck, man, that song seriously. I was speaking, do you mind? God damn. I hate being cut off. As I was saying, that theme song fucking rocks. I mean, like, duh. It's like almost as good as the Dragon Ball Z theme song, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. Oh, what was I looking for? Oh, I remember. God damn it. Alright, I hope this plays something. There you go. We'll watch it again. And when I'm done doing my adult obligations, tasks, habits, requirements, basically when I'm ready, I'll be back. Alright? So, yeah. I'm going to turn down my mic because that's redundant. I got nothing to say until I come back.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Shredder's Revenge!
Testing. Oh, there's my signal.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. Motherfuckers. Respect the turtle power. Because if you don't, you're probably going to get your ass kicked by what? A reptile? No, dumbass, they're amphibians. Duh. A tortoise is a reptile, I'm pretty sure, but turtles are fucking amphibians, man. Pull your head out your ass. They're like newts. You know what a newt is, right? Newt. Not Newt Gingrich. God, people are so obsessed with politics. I'm sick of it. Get your left and your right, clap them together, and just live in the middle like a normal person like me. Stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. You know what that means to me? That's what I got lefters, jokers to the left of me. Wait, what is it? Something to the left of me, something to the right? Yeah, look it up. I don't know. I've heard it too many times and tried to forget on purpose because it just reminds me of what gets me down. But the turtles never get me down. Of course, neither does my arcade stick. And you know what? Xbox controller, mwah, I love you. You're a sweetheart. But not today, not for this title. I'm going to need this for Pac-Man as well. You know what I mean? Like playing Pac-Man and not using an arcade stick with a big old ball to grab onto like that, to rest your palm on. That's the way it's meant to be. And if you don't realize this, I'm sorry, kid, you grew up in the wrong era. Because I learned this hanging out at the arcade. And I know some people still go to the arcade, but it's not like terribly common. But if you ever get to go, oh shit, we're gonna listen one more time. Play it again, Sammy. Play it again. What is this USB cable? This is the longest. What is this USB cable? This thing is really long. Holy crap. Holy cow. Holy moly. Holy guacamole. Look at this fucking USB cable. This thing's like 4 feet long. Good God. Alright. You know what? Actually, my arcade stick cable is way longer. I don't know why I'm so shocked by that other one. Come on. I said we were going to listen to it. Don't make me a liar. Alright. Let's kick this shit off right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, kick some shell!
Kick some shell off right. Excuse me. You know, I did click the Not for Kids button on this YouTube production here on the JJ Styles Rocks channel. I don't think it's on the Bright Idea Records one. I don't know. But look, I'm sure you can let your kids watch it. I mean, you probably say shit in front of them, and they know not to be scared. They know not to say it, right? Like, you don't have to be scared if somebody says shit, unless they're saying it like shit! In which case, you better go to the other room, because they're having a bad time, and it's bad to be around somebody having a bad time. It's kind of a universally understood thing. I'm going to play arcade mode because, oh, it's a harder challenge? Whatever. Can I just put quarters in? Like unlimited amounts of virtual quarters? That works for me. I like it. Classic arcade experience. Let's make it gnarly, dude. I got turbo. I think I'll use it if we're playing on gnarly. Oh shit. What do I do? What do I do? How to play left, right button. You know what? This is like way too much information.
Select your hero.
I've never been one to read the manual just to play for the first time. I'm gonna be Raphael because I kind of feel like a dick today. And that's okay, because I'm not being a dick to you. I'm just being a dick in general, okay? I got my own shit going on, kind of like Raphael, okay? Hey, what's on the news? Good evening, New York, and welcome back to Vernon's Views, where the view is always crystal clear. On today's show, a gift for me, as a thanks for... Ah! What's going on? Where's the gift receipt? No! Sup, New York? We interrupt this program to give you chaos. The Statue of Liberty's getting a makeover and is gonna look better than ever. Keep it locked here on Bebop's Beat to see her debut on the Footshells freaking... What the shell? We gotta get to Channel 6. What the shell?
Job breaking news.
I actually like that, Bebop's Beat. That is incredibly catchy. What a fantastic title, right? Bebop's Beat. Bebop, Bebop's Beat. That is awesomely clever and catchy at the same time. Okay. I think I'll put the turbo on that button. Oh, I should fix the camera a little. Remember, I'm playing on gnarly mode. For the first time ever playing this game, I'm not used to being at the Channel 6 building totally thrashed or nothing. I'll probably be dead soon. I mean, gnarly for the first time. This is bound to get pretty hairy. It's Vernon. And Bebop carried him away. Here's some foot soldiers here to make mincemeat out of me. Make some turtle soup, if you will. How do you like that little... It's like a drummer twirling the drumsticks. Yeah, I guess I do appreciate this shit. Gotta look for the metaphors in life, people. Pay attention. Otherwise, it's gonna be a real drag. Everything's gonna seem pointless and mundane if you don't. And don't take anybody or anything for granted. Because that's a bad that's not a virtue. I'll tell you that much. Taking things for granted is not a virtue. It's good to be thankful, and that's what I meant when I posted on my buddy Angry Banana's Twitter in regards to his nephew's Switch. His nephew said that he was grateful. Ah, shit. Hey, let me ask you something. Do you ever post things on the internet that, and maybe you're like, I don't know, maybe a little too emphatic or a little bit too like, oh yeah, oh, enthused, or maybe a little too drunk, or maybe a little too tired, a little too burnt out from a long day, maybe all of the above, or maybe just like, maybe you got a processing disorder, like attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, autism, I don't know, Asperger's, maybe like some, I don't know if those are processing disorders, maybe like learning disabled, dysgraphic, dyslexic, hell, I don't care if you got dysmorphia, whatever the hell that is. What I'm trying to say is, you ever like post a reply or something to a comment or a topic, and like you're talking about the reply, or you're talking about the subject matter, you're talking about the focus of the discussion the whole time, but you never actually like say it, and you realize that if you read your comment like by itself, if you take the comment out of context, let's say if somebody were to copy and paste it into Notepad and there's no context whatsoever, you got a white page and there's your text, and you just kind of scratch your head and think in hindsight, in retrospect, you're like, maybe I should have said something like, I should have used like 1 or 2 words. Like if you're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and your comment is just like, oh yeah, those guys are awesome, man, I love it when they're kicking shell. It's like, it would be much more poignant and much more useful to the rest of the fucking world if it said, instead of those guys, if you said like, oh, TMNT, if you're in a hurry or whatever, or trying to be like a cool internet hipster type, right? Because you got to use tons of acronyms to be like a cool internet hipster. But if you would have just put like, oh, I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially when they're kicking shell, like that makes your comment like 10 times better because it has context. You know what I mean? Little things like that. I don't know, maybe I'm OCD, because little things like that bug me until I have a chance to get on my stream and explain things, okay? Because if you're going to communicate, you should communicate properly, effectively, and get your exact meaning across. And when I was saying the Angry Banana, when I was saying Carlos's nephew has a good virtuous attitude, being thankful for his Nintendo Switch, you know, that was a present, I was saying that, you know, that's a good, you know, that's a good thing to acquire early in life. But I didn't actually put the word thankful, you know? It's like somebody could scratch their head and be like, what is he talking about? Is he crazy? Because then I went on to explain I'm a jealous person, but I'm not going to be jealous of his little nephew, because I got 99 problems and a Nintendo Switch ain't one. Hit me. So I got 99 problems, but a Switch ain't one. If you're having game problems, I feel bad for you, son. And I got 99 problems and a Twitch ain't one. Hit me. Hit me. Alright. I just gotta get shit off my mind, otherwise I'll dwell in a land of regret and inability to focus. I feel better now. I really do. Well, at least about that I do. Oh, I'm gonna die. Look at, I'm flashing red. Life bar is totally low. I probably could have used that camera like a weapon to smash one of these doggone foot soldiers, but I didn't. I'm just in a frenzy trying to kick some shell over here. Like a true New York Ninja Turtle.
You guys know the Turtles are from New York, right? I'm sure you all knows that. What borough? You know, maybe the Bronx. I don't know. Could be Queens? Shucks, I forget. I mean, if they was from Harlem, they'd be black turtles, right? That'd be pretty cool, actually. That'd be a cool episode. Some doppelganger. Like, it would be like having a black Spider-Man, essentially. Which is pretty cool. Let me see. Oh! No. Laughter is contagious, isn't it? Maybe this isn't like Streets of Rage and Double Dragon. Maybe you can't pick up trash cans or whatever, video cameras, and throw them at your enemies. Ooh, I like that move. That's what you call a suplex, but it was more like a, I think like a reverse suplex. It was like, this is gonna bug me. I'm just having one of those days, man. I'm extra sensitive. Like an uncircumcised penis with the skin pulled back, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to recall exactly. Suplex. Raphael. You get the picture. See, I'm using the goddamn chat room. It's an interactive show. It's live. What the hell, though? Like, when I think of like a suplex, like a brain buster, you know, that's like, you know, you're you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of reminds me of a sidewalk slam, but like, look, I think Scott Steiner and what was the other? Scott's Big Papa Pump, right? So I'm not talking about that Steiner. I'm talking about the other Steiner that like everybody loved because he'd get on the ground and go like a bulldog, and everybody thought it was cool. That guy. I think he has like a finisher where he does like 3 suplexes, much like, wait a minute. No, Mr. Perfect, he does a perfect plex, which is not at all like what Raphael did. You know what? I should probably play a wrestling game in the near future just to reacquaint myself with all the moves, because I know them all. It's like the difference between a front side and a back side when it comes to skateboarding, you know? If you know, you know. If you're confusing front side with backslide, you might want to play some THPS. Any version will do. All right. I'm glad I made that plan. Mental note. I'm going to play a wrestling game in the near future just to reacquaint myself with the moves. Getting old, people. You start to forget things. I'm not even middle-aged yet, technically, but you know, I've always been ahead of the curve. Like, even if I was a late bloomer in some regards, guess what? I was still ahead of the curve in terms of style and trends and what people should be into, what I was into. You know, I was kind of like a trend setter, kind of a taste maker. That's why I hate when people call that video games and more show retro. It's because, motherfucker, that shit is not retro. It was cutting edge. Those were the newest games. Like, I wasn't playing, like, Zot the Avenger was not playing Super Mario. Motherfucker, I'll kill you! There. Zot was not playing Super Mario Brothers for NES. He was playing Mario fucking 64 for Nintendo 64. That's not retro. That's cutting edge. Hello? Yeah, it's an old episode. It's like fucking 30 years old or something. 20, I guess. But that doesn't make it retro. It's not throwback shit because it was made back then. It's like, I can't emphasize that enough because the kids these days need to know what retro really means. It can apply to video games, it can apply to music, it can apply to a lot of things. And it's important, goddammit, because when you're young, these are formative years in your goddamn life, and a lot of the opinions and notions that you learn and come up with stick with you your whole life. And sometimes it's a good idea to revisit the damn things in the first place that helped you come to these decisions. And it may seem childish to people that don't understand, but those people never grow as individuals, now do they? I don't think they do. Or I'm gonna fuck you up! Ah! Got a little too cocky there. Ooh, you got me mad now. I just got an achievement for coming out, whatever that means. Ooh! I guess this is the turtle's first public appearance. Ah! You son of a bitch! I'm not angry. My blood pressure hasn't risen 1 point, if you know what I mean. I just don't like being a loser, like, to a loser. It's one thing if you lose to a winner. Granted, Bebop is cool. He's got a nice hairdo, and apparently he's got a nice title for his program that's never gonna last, because I'm gonna shut him down, or Raphael is, for that matter. But context. But yeah, that sucked. I'll do better this time. Trying to save April goddamn O'Neil over here. A very talented and pretty young woman that has a promising career in journalism if she doesn't get killed by a mutant hog with a punk rock attitude. And pretty awesome sunglasses, too. Yeah! I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, Ma, I'm busy. They're playing Game Boys. Oh, shit. Nice. That is around the appropriate era to be playing a little handheld game system like that. I'm making a stream. I'm going to hang up now because I know you don't want to be live on the internet. Bye. Anyway. Streaming's awesome. It's like you get to have privacy and nobody's going to think you're masturbating because you're not, and it's there for the world to see. If you end up becoming a very private person, people end up thinking you're either the Unabomber, okay, like Ted Kaczynski. You ever heard of that guy? They end up thinking that you're like that, or like, I don't know, yeah, the other thing, a masturbator, chronic one. People don't trust private people, even though private people are like just trying not to affect the world, which is a pretty nice thing to do if you think about it. It's almost like they're looking out for you by being private, but whatever. I'm just trying to keep my concentration, because if anybody were to need me right now, I wouldn't be able to play this game for you. And I made this commitment to myself earlier that I have Game Pass. I paid $1. It's mine for 30 days. I know this because I've done it before for $1. I always pay $1 for Game Pass. And I haven't played it in the past, like, since I bought it. Like, it's been like over a week, I think. And I downloaded a few titles, and I was making the commitment to play them. That was a good power-up. I needed that. And now I'm playing them, and I'm not going to think of myself as an ingrate that takes my privileges for granted, because I'm not. I've just been busy. I got serious problems, people, and maybe one day I'll even solve them. But right now, all the problems are on hold because I gotta make a goddamn stream. I gotta play a goddamn game, and I gotta fucking kick Bebop's ass because he's being a dick. He doesn't know how to be civilized. It's probably because Shredder is a bad influence. Krang is a bad influence. Like, Krang is a good guy because he's got a big brain, and he could probably figure out how to solve my problems in like a minute or less, maybe like a second. That's what it's like to be a gigantic brain. But the thing is, when you're a gigantic brain, you can also be a gigantic douchebag because you look down on people, you know, because they're not as intelligent as you are. And that's a stupid thing to do, because who knows that? Like, they might have experience in an area you know nothing about, so who's the dumbass now, right? That's the problem with great gigantic brains. They think they're the center of the goddamn universe. I'm gonna teach you a lesson, punk. These katana foot soldiers are pretty difficult. Aw, snap. I just realized something. Sorry about that. Oh, I wasted it. Damn it. Oh, and I got hit by the fall. You know, that would really crush you. A studio camera light like that one right there, like that one right up there under above Raphael. Something like that weighs like 20, maybe 25, hell, maybe 30 pounds. They're usually like reinforced with a steel cable, like looping around like a bar or something. Like, you see that bar? If one of those were to fall on Raphael, he'd have one hell of a traumatic brain injury. Let me just say that. Unless it just like grazed the side of his head, in which case he might not have a traumatic brain injury, but he'd probably have a really bad scar. You gotta be careful, people. Life is not a joke. Lifelong problems do exist, and they come from physical fucking injuries sometimes. Word to the wise. Glad I got that pizza, man. I was like close to death. You're in trouble, Bebop. Oh, you think that your gat's gonna scare me? You bully. There, didn't quite waste it. Take that, you chump. Motherfuckers, get off me! Ah! I'm still in it. I'm still in it to win it. I got turtle power, and I'm here to kick shell. I'm gonna kick his shell. Oh! That was a good punch. That hurt. You dirty no good, you dirty rat. Yeah. Oh, I can do this. Come on. Come on, get off me, you fucking foot soldier. Ah! I'm so close. Ah! Did you see my life bar? Why continue? I'm not even like at level 2. If I continue, it's a waste of a goddamn continue. I was fucking close, man. That was so not cool. If I was a game programmer, I just would have fucking had the guy drop at that point. I know it's on gnarly mode, and it's supposed to be hard, but getting Bebop's life bar to that wasn't exactly easy, alright? As far as I'm concerned, I earned a victory there. Maybe my viewpoints, my ethics, my way of life, my whole world viewpoint is off. But I don't think so. I think I put more thought into it than you and the people that program this game. I deserve to win right there. I'm gonna do it. Wait a minute. All right. Sorry, I was stuck in a mode. And that mode was, I'm getting super pissed to kick your ass, because if you're gonna kick somebody's ass, sometimes it helps to be super pissed. You don't want to be like blind with rage, because, well, then you're not paying attention. Like your opponent could do God knows what, and you're not even gonna notice because you're too blind with rage. But it does help to get a little feisty, you know. I know that like in the movies and stuff, it's really cool if you can be all, "Mwah, I know Kung Fu. Oh, this is like water off a duck's back. You're not affecting me. Mwah, I'm just gonna go," and then finish it off with a wah kick like that, because I'm Neo. But you see, not everybody is Neo, and that attitude doesn't work for everybody. It only works if you are truly the one. And no matter how egotistical and proud you are, you're not the one. Nobody is. But it's a good thing to aspire to be, that's for sure. Make you try a little harder. But I know these things, people. I'm not just making this stuff up. I have experience. I've watched The Matrix like 1,000 times or something absurd. Okay, I know. And I've also had a few fights. I've won a couple, and I've probably lost like, I don't know, dozens. Getting your ass kicked. It usually happens when the person sucker punches you and gets the first punch. Whoever gets the first punch is maybe, in my opinion, they're maybe more than likely to win. And when I say win, I mean beat their opponent into a sad little pile of brain-damaged goo, because that's ultimately what fighting results in. It's like people think they're okay, they'll heal up, they'll recover and be just fine. But they don't get to see the real injuries, you know what I mean? Like the brain damage, that's one. What's another injury that you might get from a fight? Gee, I don't know, broken bones? Granted, some people argue that getting broken bones is cool because when your body gets done healing the fracture or the break, that particular area of your anatomy, your bone in your body is going to be stronger in that area where it'll be like fused, like extra thick and extra unbreakable for the rest of your life. That's a fact. When you break a bone, it heals up stronger than it was ever before. But, you know, so what? Like, that's like if you get a break on your arm right here where my awesome little bandana wristband meets the sleeve of my awesome white sweater, okay? Like, okay, it heals. It takes like, what, 6 weeks? I don't know, right? So that particular part of my arm would be that much stronger from the healing process. But then, like, what? If I were to break it, like, right there, like, what's the point in even having a super strong, you know, fuse right there? Get my meaning? Anyway. That's not really a big deal, but the brain damage is, that's for sure. And what if, like, if somebody decides to pull out a blade, like a knife? You could sever a nerve. Like, people are always afraid of cutting an artery or a vein and, like, you know, oh crap. And you know why they worry about that? Because that's an immediate problem. If somebody's blood, there's only like, what, 8 pints or something? And if it all drains out, you're pretty fucking dead. Like, and it doesn't take long at all. Alright? If you think violence is so fucking cool, you know what? It isn't. But, like, it works for video games, because video games are made by programmers, and programmers are very good at making functions, and functions are very good at completing repetitive tasks. What do I mean by function? It's a lot like a method, okay? Look it up. But what I'm getting at is, yeah, fighting is a lot of times just a bunch of repetitive motions. And if you got like a new villain coming at you from the left, from the right, from the top, from the down, and they all look alike, which is another repetitive function right there. You know, like imagine a video game where every enemy looked different, like based off of some polymorphic algorithm, you know, some random number generating kind of device. I guess it would be a lot like Fallout 3 or New Vegas or Fallout 4. That's some respectable shit right there from a programmer's perspective. Not that there's anything wrong with using a repeated character, you know, that looks like an identical twin over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That works. It maintains context, at least when you're dealing with, like, what? Space aliens, robots, people with face masks and hoods. You know, it's not like it's a completely, you know, mind-numbing thing to do. But, you know, yeah, if I was playing a game and every human, kind of like in Streets of Rage or Double Dragon, the way everybody has an identical twin that's like repeated, like they have like hundreds of identical twins, that's kind of creepy and it's kind of weird. And they kind of tried to address that in the Double Dragon movie, which got terrible reviews, by the way. I think just about as bad as the Super Mario Brothers movie. You know, with the guy from Roger Rabbit and the guy from Spun. Anyhow. Yeah. But they attempted to address these plot or these story what's a good word for that? Anomalies, if you will. Anomaly, that's the perfect word. Yeah, these little contextual anomalies that would leave a clever player just kind of going, how could this be? Like a million twins? Like, and yeah, the movies pretty much addressed it, or at least Double Dragon tried to. Like when you look at what they did to a Bobo. All right, I'm pretty calm. I think I can play this without raging out. But I'm gonna have a cigarette one more time, cause hey, it's been a while. When I say one more time, I mean like in regards to like an hour or 2 or 3 ago. It's ridiculous. I could use one. I probably should have done this when we started the game. But it's a damn good thing this is my stream and I can do whatever the hell I want. I'd like to make a very professional program. And I think in a lot of ways I do. I mean, at least this ain't my first rodeo. This ain't my first live stream on YouTube. I don't have like an intro or theme or anything for the JJ Styles Rocks live stream on YouTube, located at youtube.com/user JJ Styles Rocks. Okay, but look, it's really just like, it's kind of silly sometimes to conform and adhere to traditional television-based, I don't know, functions, television-based tricks of the trade. What am I trying to say? Television-based segues? No. Television, I don't know, I think that works. Just the tricks of the trade, like having an intro for your program, like when your credits appear at the end of the program to have them scroll from top to down. Not like Star Wars, where that story about a long time ago in a world far away, yada yada yada. No, because those titles are scrolling upwards in a way, but the credits at the end of a TV show come down from the top to the bottom. That's just kind of like what the viewers come to expect. But I mean, if you're dealing with people that have watched more internet streaming than television, then it seems they don't get it. Like, they're just gonna be like, what's this all about? Because nobody puts that much effort into their stream. Like, people on YouTube, you know, you can see the difference between somebody that's like able to monetize their channel and somebody that can't, okay? Because people that have 1,000 subscribers, they usually do shit like make a thumbnail graphic that has like some text, like okay, let me show you. I really need this cigarette. But I need to say this more. Like, here we go. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun exercise. I'm gonna make this goddamn cigarette so I can have fun too. Because I'm stressed. For no good reason other than I could just use a cigarette. Can't even find my damn tooth box. It's okay, I got a new one right here. I don't need that one. I'll be just fine without it. Alright. So what am I getting at? I'm talking about the difference between like the kind of YouTube channel that manipulates its viewers into clicking the subscribe button versus channels like mine, which are just like, you know, I know my channel has good content because I don't want to waste anybody's time. I mean, if somebody was wasting my time, I'd resent them. I don't want anybody to resent me. I don't need that energy. I need to be loved and I need to be praised for being an awesome contributor to my human race on planet Earth, because I've made a lot of effort. Even though I'm a nobody and nobody ever sees my efforts, hey, you know what? It's fucking true, especially when you're ahead of the times. You know, when you're playing music and making videos and doing web page HTML code before anybody, like in 1994 and shit, and there's evidence. You know, you're kind of like a digital renaissance man. And it's not much to ask for global recognition or anything, is it? Like, to be a true creator back like when creative types just didn't exist. You had specialists that basically do one thing, and that's usually what they get paid to do. And then maybe they did like music or like stand-up comedy or poetry, slam poetry, something like that on the weekends, just because you can't live your life doing your profession all the time. Like, you got to be able to cut loose and have some kicks somehow. So, like, that was kind of the attitude, is like, even if you're a really great musician, even if you're a really great poet, even if you're a really great filmmaker, it's okay if you never amount to nothing, because you're really just, getting your kicks. Because as soon as the weekend's over, you've got to go back to the daily grind, and so be it. That's why society doesn't collapse, and it's not a sacrifice, it's a goddamn contribution to keeping society from collapsing, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But these days, somehow, for some reason, I don't know whether people just learn easier and better because, like, there's lessons all over the internet on how to do stuff, like whether it's here on YouTube or a site like what's one like what, lynda.com? That's a tutorial site, right, that people subscribe to. Or maybe like, I don't know, there's a lot of them. So, but I'm going to talk about the specialized skill, the ability, and sometimes trade of the video maker, especially with regards to the video maker that is a streamer, or the kind of video maker that makes specialized videos that focus on a particular topic, subject, etc. So, like, my thumbnail graphics usually suck. I try to pick the best ones I possibly can, but I'm not going to waste my whole day on it, okay? So let's say if I would have made a thumbnail graphic for today's show, or today's stream, rather, not a show, stream. Okay, I probably would have been smart, or just instead of smart, I should say, I could be a total time-wasting, obsessed, self-obsessed little dweeb. But if you're making money, it's okay to be a small-minded little obsessed dweeb. Because, hey, you're making money, more power to you, right? If you're not making money and you're a self-obsessed dweeb, well, there's something wrong with you. You gotta change your ways. You don't make enough money, son. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your life. But it makes me happy, and it keeps me from going postal. Whatever, dude. What, you're that close to going postal? I got a pretty rough life. Oh, well, never mind. We're not going to judge you, JJ, because you got problems that nobody knows how to solve. All right, so I probably would have been wise to do like on. Actually, no, they don't give a description. I should probably bring one up as an example, but. Oh, I know. I got it. I just figured out how I could turn this into like a mega click video. If I were to put like, let me shrink that a little so it doesn't get cut off by my resolution setting. Alright, I think that's a decent, yeah, it's highly readable. See, that's the thing, you gotta make the text for your thumbnail readable. It's gotta be large enough that when the thumbnail is that big, you can still read what's on it. So if it said something like, TMNT on Game Pass, ... WTF, question mark, exclamation point, and then maybe some random shit like, "Whoa." Well, that seems like a good idea to me, but it'd probably be better to just stick with something straightforward. Gotta keep it looking professional if you want the subscribers, because content doesn't matter, presentation does. You gotta judge the book by the cover, people. You gotta, because that's what the majority does. And the majority are fucking clueless, because they don't watch me enough. But anyways, so yeah, you put TMNT on Game Pass. What the fuck? And then if I were to put something like, I don't know, a line, I don't know, and then put a statement like why the turtles are something negative, totally pointless. I'll make that caps too. Pointless. And then what do you have to do? You have to put, here, let me put ... in the year 2022. And then what I could do is, right, I'll move that over here because I've got plenty of screen real estate. Okay, let me finish this text, this character generated message. Okay, this totally positive. Yeah, right. Positivity is not going to get you views. Like if you're like, why, this is the greatest thing in the world. I mean, if you can get views with a title and a graphic on your thumbnail like that, you've either already got an established fan base, or just you're that lovable that people just gravitate to you because you're like Snuggles the fabric softener bear. Which, by the way, I have an idea for a skit. It's going to be about Smuggles, the fabric softener dog, and why he loves you and makes a nice childhood bond with you. And then when you grow up and you're desperate for cash and you start smuggling drugs across the border, you can still be Smuggles' friend by using fabric softener to mask the odor of your drugs and narcotics and keep the drug-sniffing dogs from catching you. And you won't end up behind bars, you'll maintain your freedom and have some extra Skrilla spending cash because of Smuggles the fabric softener bear or dog. Not Snuggles, Smuggles. It's gonna be a really good skit, people. I could use some help. It's tough to make it through the day, let alone produce good content. But I don't expect you to understand, much like Dennis Ritchie wouldn't. But let's make the color nice and green so it's obvious that we're talking about the turtles. I should probably put a border around it. This is like overkill, but like I say, if you want to get the subscribers, you gotta be kind of like professional. Maybe I could make like a black backdrop like that. That makes it a hell of a lot easier to read, right? But no. I think we should make the freaking see, background color, text transform. Come on, the outline. I gotta check the box. Okay. Now we're gonna make the outline color. Let's just make it something like yellow, green, like yellow on green. Should make it a nice border that's like easy to see. And we'll make the outline size, I don't know, let's try 10. See that? That just makes it really pop, doesn't it? Way better than without an outline, because, you know, it's an overlay. It's on top of, like, you know, you watch videos on YouTube, you know. All right, so we got a nice graphic. Let me try to fix the screen a little. Okay, we're gonna take the Turtles game. We're gonna shrink it down so that way it's still in the picture, but like it actually looks like it belongs there and isn't just remnants of me throwing it off to the side to make a graphic. Okay, kind of like, there we go. instead of, okay, I'm going to click OK on the text box because I guess we're done. All right, and now I will go ahead and take us back. Oh, where'd I put the arcade stick? Okay. That's cool. Let me click out of the game so that way you can see. All right, we're almost done. All right. Now, it would be cool if I went like that's a thumbnail that would get 1 million hits, but I have a cigarette. Cigarettes are not popular. I'll put it out. I'll redo that pose again. All right, classic, right? Let me see, was my head here? Like, I gotta be... some kind of goofy fucking emotive pose like that to show that you're a real human and not just a robot. Because if I were to look at the camera like all serious, like I am, yeah, it's not good to be yourself. That doesn't convey anything to anybody. You've got to go outside of yourself and try to look relatable. Yeah, with my hairdo and my clothes and my fucking attitude. It's so relatable. A smile, that's pretentious. To have graphics that say, "Why are the turtles pointless in 2022?" and smile like that, that might like anger a person, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, to the point where they have to click just to see what this douchebag who's so smug has to say to put down the turtles, which I haven't done at all. I'm actually a huge Turtles fan, but I know how the fucking internet works. And yeah, a thumbnail like this would get me a lot more subscriptions and clicks, people actually going out of their way to view this crap, even though this text is some lame garbage. I hate that I even did this, but the fact that I'm being ironic and pointing out why most of the internet sucks, it's because people are easily manipulated, they're easily clickbaited, they're like easily hacked, they're easily fucking sheep. Like, there are very few alpha dogs like me. There are very few wolves in a world of sheep that can... I'm not trying to read... I'm not... Fuck no. I'm not trying to read between the lines. I can see through them. And no, I'm not Neo. I'm not the one. But I can see through the lines. I don't have to read in between. Alright? I've read a few books. Stuff like Subliminal Manipulation in Advertising. I think that's what it was called. You know that one where they got the cover, on the cover there's like a glass, like a cup. But this is like a short little see-through glass, more like this one, okay? And there's like some ice cubes in it. And if you look very closely, you can see that the ice cubes, they're not perfect cubes. You know, they were made in a tray, in a freezer, and they're kind of like a little misshapen. And supposedly, in between the cubes, there's like a shadow of a little man with an erection. A little man with a hard-on in between the ice cubes. And the author claimed, I forget their name, but it was a really long time ago, folks. But this is the kind of stuff that you have to study in order to even think about stuff like this. You have to listen to a band like Suicidal Tendencies doing a song where they repeat over and over, "They fuck with me subliminally." Alright? And so, yeah, this little man with the hard-on supposedly is a deliberate technique by the corporation, the manufacturer, the advertiser, if you will, in order to draw in customers because, hey, having an erection is a good thing. Yeah, tell that to a rape victim. Anyways, I digress. It's like, what a world, man. You try your hardest just to be like, you try your hardest just to share your best shit, and you're lucky if you even can, because you don't conform to the typical tactics, techniques, and manipulation of your fellow man, because you got a little more respect than that. I know what it's like, you know, when you're being pulled in all directions. You know, you got your obligations that you've self-obligated yourself to, except when you start going to kindergarten. Like, that's when you learn about obligations. You never signed up to go there in the first place, but you still end up there. So that right there gets you ready to sign up for things like the military, or maybe like a prenuptial agreement. I don't know. It gets you ready to sign up for things because you don't want to be like drafted, okay? Like that might conflict with your schedule. No, but at least if you're the one signing up for the shit that you're committed to, at least you had a semblance of a minute effect. Like it's like a self-delusion of control, you know? It's like you had an semblance, you had a, there's a really good word for this. You had an air of control. Air, like there's something in the air, or like, you know, oh, they had an air of confusion about them, like I do now. What's that word? I'm probably not gonna get it. I don't think I've used it in a while. That's another thing. Practice makes perfect. If you're really good at something and then you blow off that thing you're really good at for a long time and then come back to it, revisit it, expecting to be totally awesome, you're in for a surprise. I've done that a few times to like playing guitar, playing video games, casually dating, I don't know, playing gigs and going to open mics. Performing is what I mean. Driving a car, riding a bike, riding a skateboard, and going to school. These are all habits and things that if you don't do on a regular basis, you're probably not going to be very good at them when you go back to them. Luckily, a lot of the things I do, I've been doing so long, it's impossible for me to do badly. Like if I'm at a Unix shell, right, and I need to take some text that's in a file and manipulate it. Let's say it came from a website. Like you select the text, copy and paste into a text file, and then you can type in, let's say the text file is called Why Teenage Mutant Ninja, why TMNT, let's just say it's TMNT pointless 2022.txt. TMNT pointless 2022.txt. Okay, right. That's a fucked up thing to say. Anyway, so let's say you're at your Unix shell and you gotta like, granted, I'm very well practiced right now, but even if I hadn't touched the keyboard in a year, I would still know how to type cat TMNT is pointless in 2022.txt, see it on my screen, and then I'm like, oh, you know, there's like a bunch of HTML source code. Let's get rid of that. The tags. No, fuck those tags. So I would probably do something like I would use the cut command, I would be like cat tmnt pointless 2022.text and use a pipe, you know, like a vertical line is called a pipe. It allows you to take output and put it into the input of a new command. I'd pipe that text file that we just catted into like cut, and then I would say to cut, I want to make a delimiter, okay, so -d, and I want the delimiter to be the less than symbol, because every HTML tag starts with a less than symbol, and I don't want that. I want, actually, stop. No, less than is the appropriate one, I think. Wait. 0 less than. My bad. I'm thinking of the greater than symbol, the one on the far right. I'm a little dyslexic, but I've made contingencies. I double check myself to make sure I'm, you know, not too confident. And then that's the way I catch my mistakes. So, okay, yeah, we want to get the greater than symbol, which is the one that's all like, that's greater than, because 0 greater than 5, or that's supposed to be a 5 if I go like that. Okay. Anyways, no, 0 is not greater than 5, so that's a lie. But if you have a less than, which is more like that, and then you got your 0. Yeah, 0 is less than 1, so that's true. So yeah, the thing about the anchor tags with HTML is, yeah, you got your less than, and you got your greater than, okay? So like, if I were to do cut -d greater than, that's pretty cool, but a greater than symbol has very specific meanings in a Unix shell, just like in algebra, or yeah, pre-algebra, what have you. So I would probably put it in either like single quotes to make it literal, or maybe I would put a backslash in front of it to denote to the shell that it is to interpret the character literally and not to attempt to use Unix shell logic to, you know, use it like a command or some kind of modifier. And then, yeah, so you got, yeah, cat tmnt pointless 2022.text into a pipe, then you cut, set your -d delimiter to single quote, greater than single quote, and then you want to display a certain field, because cut will make like brrr, it'll make like brrr, all these different separated fields, usually using your delimiter as the thing that separates these fields. Since we're using the greater than less than symbols, yeah, it'll be taking the content after the tag if you use the right field number. So -f, it'll probably be something like 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know. Depends on the code. Or wait a minute. No, it'll be 2. It will definitely be 2. Because, yeah, if you use that greater than as a delimiter, using 1 as the field specifier would take things on the left side of that symbol. Anything greater than, no, I'm just kidding. We're not using greater than like that, but it would take things to the left. And then if you made the field 2, it would make the first thing to the right the thing to send back to you, to the standard out. And then you'd actually have your content. Granted, you know, there's probably a close tag, something like a less than with a slash, not a forward slash, I think it's a backslash, right? And then the tag that you use, like, you know, less than slash script, less than slash ahref, less than, you get the picture. So then we might want to use something like another cut, pipe cut into cut, and say that we're looking for that, you know, less than symbol, -d less than and single, and then -f1, because we want all that content to the left, and then you end up with nothing but the content that's between the tags, all right? But let's say that the content between the tags contains Hypertext Transfer Protocol Universal Resource Locators. Okay? Let's say that mostly the text that was in between those tags, yeah, that's displayed on the page, is a lot of http://www.google.com, https:// www.bing.com, http:// www.xbox.com. You get the picture. And let's say that we don't want the whole beginning of the Uniform Resource Locator, or what is it, URI, Uniform Resource Indicator, is that? I forget. But anyways, let's say that you don't want that part. You just want the domain name. Why? I don't know, maybe you're making a list of domains. You're making a to-do list. I gotta visit these sites because they're cool, and I gotta visit websites before the day I die. I'm making a bucket list over here. So, like, you don't want the http:// part? Well, let's take the cut and the cut. Let's take the cat, cut, and pipe again. Make a fourth pipe into, I think sed would be most appropriate, right? Sed is awesome, right up there with like awk, and like a lot of commands. So you do like, you pipe in cut -d -f, you know, the pipe again, and then into sed, and then you make, what now? Single quote, S, and then just set it up right in the first place, S, // little g, like Gary, little g, and then a single quote. So it's like sed, single quote, in between the single quotes, S // G. And then for the first, because if you think about it, there's really only two parameters in that little command. And where do they go? They go in between the forward slashes. Okay? So like the first forward slash is the indicator that we're starting our criteria list. Okay? So it's going to be sed, single quote, S, / http://. And then what do we put in the, we go to the next forward slash, indicating that we're trying to find what to replace it with. Because that's why you're using the letter G at the end of the command. Because I believe that one is the part of the, I believe the S searches for an occurrence of something, like http://, and then the G, for whatever reason, it probably would make more sense if it was R for replace. But G works, okay. G, we're just not going to put anything in between those slashes, because we want to eliminate that the :/ part. We don't want it to look like a URL. We just want a domain, and then we're done. And /maybe at that point you could do it, pipe it into a fifth command. We could do like sed, single quote S // G single quote, and maybe we could do the same thing we just did. Probably make more sense to hit the up arrow in order to go to your previous command, and then just type in one character, the S, so that way you can take out all occurrences of http:// and https://, eliminating that look that you just copy and pasted a link from your bar, your URL bar. Like, no, I'm not that lazy. No, I made a nice little curated list of domains. But again, you probably want to get rid of the letter W, because what if you really want it to be www.domain.blah blah blah? It's like, let's just keep it simple, stupid. All right, we'll stick to the domain and eliminate that www subdomain, whether it's an actual subdomain or merely a redirection type of thing to a DNS, a forwarder, DNS forwarder to the domain itself. That happens a lot. So instead of having www, guess what? You can use the tr command. We'll pipe it into tr, which does a good job at replacing occurrences of characters, and we will do pipe it into TR single quote W single quote. That means whenever TR, oh shit, I just realized something. If your domain has the letter W in it, this is gonna take it out. So let's say the address is something like www like dot what a world. It's gonna be more like www dot hat a orald. No, that don't work. No, we'd have to use said yet again. So 3 times over we're using said single quote s / g single quote, and then you would put in the little area where we put http : / https. Now instead of putting that in there, you'd put in www dot. Don't forget the dot. Mind you, you might have to put a backslash in front of the dot. Why? Well, like I said, it's so that way the shell doesn't interpret the dot. We want it to just be a literal period, not anything more, anything less. And yeah, and then just put in nothing in the second part. Just leave those 2 slashes together like that after the first slash, which now is actually way over here, and you got www, and then yeah, this put G, and then think well you already did because we set up the command and filled in the blanks like a Mad Lib, and there you go. Now you'd have a nice little list of domain names, hypothetically, if that was the only thing that was inside the text file. TMNT pointless 2022.txt, and yeah, those would probably be a bunch of domains that need to be hacked, denial of service, fucking shut down, because overly critical negative statements like that are far too prevalent, and they hurt people that actually care and are emphatic and are passionate. And to try to snipe out a person's passion, to try to eliminate their desire and their natural inclination towards something, trying to snuff it out by being a bully and using like that thumbnail I made, why it's pointless in 2022. It's like, fuck you, asshole. I'll fucking hack you and shut you down. Because you're a negative nothing. You're a nothing mini, nanny, nobody. So, and I'll show you who's pointless. You over-opinionated jackwagon. And you know what? I'm exhausted. I gotta go take a nap. I hope you enjoyed my stream. I'm JJ Styles on behalf of brightidearecords.com. Located at brightidearecords.com. We got bright minds and good music, more importantly. I'll talk to you later.